Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Greetings of His Majesty the Sultan to His Excellency the President of Turkey are conveyed by His Excellency Chairman of the State Council at Summit of Organization of Islamic Cooperation. An agreement is signed for construction of Sohar Independent Water Desalination Plant worth 100 million Omani Riyals. The Food Safety and Traditional Foods Conference stresses emphasis on health requirements for food staff and recommends to support food and water laboratories. And the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries well-studied projects to reinvest fishing ports and to activate private sector role. And now live from the Sultanate of Oman Television News Center, here are the details of 7 p.m. news. Greetings of His Majesty the Sultan to His Excellency the President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and His Majesty's best wishes of good health and happiness, and to the Turkish people further progress and prosperity, conveyed by His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz al-Mandri, Chairman of the State Council, when the Turkish President received him on the sideline of meetings where he was assigned by His Majesty the Sultan to chair the Sultanate's delegation participating in the 13th Summit of Organization of Islamic Cooperation. On his part, His Excellency the President of Turkey asked the Chairman of the State Council to convey his greetings to His Majesty the Sultan and his best wishes for him of good health and happiness, and for Omani people further progress and growth. The summit, which started today in the Turkish or in Istanbul, discusses current situation in the Islamic world and the new 10-year plan 2015-2025 of the organization. Leaders and heads of delegations of more than 50 Arab and Islamic countries are taking part in the summit, which also discusses developments of the Palestinian cause, conflicts in the Islamic world, migrants crisis, status of Muslim local communities in the non-member countries, and combat of terrorism and extremism. Oman Power and Water Procurement Company today signed the agreements of the establishment of an independent plant for water desalination at Sohar with a consortium of Valoriza Aqua Spain, Oman Brunei Investment Company, and Sojex Oman Company under the flagship of Miah Gulf Oman Desalination Company. The signing ceremony was held under the auspices of His Excellency Sheikh Al-Fadl bin Mohammed Al-Harthi, Secretary General of the Council of Ministers. The project is one of the biggest ones at water desalination sector at the Governorate of North Al-Batina, and is expected to fulfill the increasing demand at North Al-Batina under the urbanization, tourism and industrial expanding activities. The private sector investments at the Sohar independent plant projects that will be constructed at the port of Sohar at the Governorate of North Al-Batina with an expected production capacity of 250,000 cubic meters per day are estimated at 100 million Omani Riyals. According to the agreements, the investing company shall provide the required technical expertise for the Omani employees and workers recruited at the project. This is in turn with the create business opportunities for the small and medium enterprises sector.
We have come here to Oman to build a new and long-term source of water in Sohar. As everybody is aware, water and electricity are considered the most important commodities we need, as the fundamental source to improve the quality of life all around the world. And so, those kind of investments need to be granted by specialized and strong groups. We are here to develop infrastructure and complex projects to improve the quality standards of human beings, to provide professional and personal opportunities to employees in order to create value to clients, partners and shareholders.
Participants in works of the Food Safety and Traditional Foods Conference 2016 forwarded a cable of thanks and gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, in which they expressed their sincere thanks to the Sultanate's government and people for hosting this important scientific conference. Keen care and hospitality they were accorded. The conference concluded its activities by recommendations such as developing manpower and technical capabilities at food and water laboratory centers and applying new health conditions for establishments related to food. The conference also called to increase partnership between the society and government and private establishments to acquaint with the challenges and hazards which increase diseases transmitted by food consumption. Discussions of the third draft report of Human Resources Development topped agenda of the first meeting of Work Team of Human Resources Development Report. The report focuses on knowledge development. Omani academic researchers and science and specialists in knowledge development are taking part. It consists of various matters such as role of education, participation of the society in development, importance of innovation, entrepreneurships, role of information technology and telecommunication in knowledge development. The meeting also discussed visualization proposed for the scientific seminar, during which the report will be launched. His Excellency Dr. Fuad bin Jafar al-Sajwani, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, said that the agricultural development in the Sultanate will not stop, and it witnessed a growth and improvement during the last period. He also stressed that the ministry is studying a project for an idea to reinvesting fishing ports and adding new activities that give opportunities for private sector to enter the field as real and effective partner. Implementation of flyovers projects in the Wilaya of Salalah are continued. Part of I-10 flyover was opened before traffic movement. The part opening for bridges aimed to facilitate the traffic movement and limit traffic jams. The municipality of Dhofar exerted intensified efforts to accelerate implementation of the projects to be finished by the end of coming June. These vital projects will contribute widely in development and reconstruction. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin. The discarded agricultural produce is the star of Paris' Ferran restaurant. Welcome back. A committee of strengthening role of Gulf private sector for investment in agricultural and livestock projects held its third meeting at the premises of the Office of Advisory Authority in Muscat. The meeting discussed what came in the minutes of the second meeting of the current round and memoranda submitted by the units and members, as well as putting initial views to prepare prospects. Oman Air, the national carrier, launched officially the second daily flight to Heathrow International Airport in London. This came during a ceremony held in the British capital. The new route will meet the increasing demand on flights between Muscat and London. It is also a step to expand Oman Air's operations. The launching ceremony was held under the auspices of His Excellency Sheikh Abdul Aziz bin Abdullah Al Hinai, Sultanate's ambassador accredited to the United Kingdom, who said that this route will contribute contribute to enlarging commercial, economic and tourism relations between the Sultanate and the United Kingdom. Oman's Air's Chief Executive Officer unveiled a comprehensive strategy that includes expanding the national carrier's fleet and adding new international destinations in the east and west. Biometric passport is the most advanced and authentic passport that comply with the International Civil Aviation Organization standards. This type of passports contains comprehensive information about the holder. It was launched and activated in the Sultanate by Royal Oman Police in January 2015. The biometric passport uses modern technology that can be developed through the electronic chip installed on it. Many countries in the world approve this type of passport when issuing visas and mutual visa exemption. Recently, an agreement was signed by the government of the Sultanate and the government of Germany for mutual visa exemptions for those having official biometric passports. As part of the accompanying activities of Oman International Photography Competition in Muscat, Oman, Omani Bahrain exhibition was inaugurated. It exhibits 45 photos for 35 Omani and Bahrain photographers. It depicts nature, faces and people life. The event will continue till the 20th of April. With geometric design inspired by Omani environment and developed facilities and services that meet with needs of consumers and dealers, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth signed an agreement for establishing fish market in the Wilaya of Ibre in the Governorate of Al-Dhahira. The market spreads over an area of 3,000 square meters and building area of more than 1,240 square meters. And this story from Paris: one man's trash is another man's treasure. That couldn't be more true. And Frigan Pony, a Parisian restaurant where the food is cooked with discarded ingredients, the staff are all volunteers and the customers pay what they want. Here is a report.
Preps are in full swing at this Parisian restaurant as it counts down to its dinner service.
Today's starter is a cream of celeriac soup with potatoes and hazelnuts, followed by potatoes, mushrooms and broccoli au gratin.
It seems like a straightforward vegetarian menu, but there's a little twist. Everything at Frigan Pony is cooked with ingredients that would have otherwise been trashed.
Louis, can you get 15 Chinese cabbages and 15 yellow onions for the gentleman?
That gentleman is Aladdin. He's been a Frigan for 7 years, only living off discarded food.
Vous allez bien? Eugénie? Oui. Enchanté.
The founder of Frigan Pony comes to this wholesale market near Paris every Friday and retrieves unbought but perfectly edible produce.
Wow.
So the Chinese cabbage, we can't sell it because of the spots and the wilted leaves.
D'accord, ok.
The onions and cabbages join dozens of other discarded ingredients, including milk, squash, mushrooms and potatoes, to name a few.
Today's collection was great. We've got organic produce, which is super, and in quantities large enough to last us the whole weekend.
Housed in an illegal squat beneath a highway, Frigan Pony runs entirely with volunteers who draw up a menu for the evening based on the ingredients on hand. The motto here is zero waste, and customers pay what they can.
It's very important to me. I was a teacher, and we used to make the students weigh everything they threw away in the canteen.
According to the UN, nearly a third of the food produced in the world is lost or discarded. That's approximately 1.3 billion tons per year. Anti-waste projects like these are popping up across the Western world, but Frigan Pony's run may be limited. City Hall is trying to get them evicted. A decision is expected soon.
And now for the general weather forecast. Clear to partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas overlooking Sea of Oman, with chances of scattered rainfall. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies. Winds will be north to northeasterly light to moderate, occasionally active of the coastal areas. Seas will be moderate to rough with a maximum wave height of 2 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Greetings of His Majesty the Sultan to His Excellency the President of Turkey are conveyed by His Excellency Chairman of the State Council at Summit of Organization of Islamic Cooperation. An agreement is signed for construction of Sohar independent water desalination plant worth 100 million Omani riyals. The Food Safety and Traditional Foods Conference stresses emphasis on health requirements for food staff and recommends to support food and water laboratories. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth has studied their project to reinvest fishing ports and to activate private sector role. Live from the Sultanate of Oman News Center, we have presented to you 7 p.m. News Bulletin. Thank you for joining us and good night.